This is MicroJ11, and today I'm going to just show you what I would consider, well, we had a guy starting to install our furnace, or really the refrigeration lines, because my dad and I don't have the acetylene torch and everything like that to do the lines. So we basically, my dad and I, put our furnace in, and the outdoor unit and everything like that, wired it up, hooked up the ducts, all the piping and everything like that, because we knew we could do that ourselves. So we did that, and then we're trying to find somebody to actually hook up the lines for us. So we finally found somebody to do it, but the problem is the guy pretty much quit the job, I guess. So he left the job just like this. See the line there? And he didn't braze anything yet. But, so, yeah, let me show you what a job he did. So, here's the one line that he already ran, to a certain extent. I mean, if you look at it, it's not straight. I mean, it's not awful down here. I mean, look at all the curves in it and stuff. And then look at here. There's a nice kink in it. I mean, that's probably 3/4 of the way blocked. Another kink there. That's a pretty big kink there. And not straight as well again. The connector, or this elbow right here that goes to the TXV valve was screwed on here. As you can see, he didn't bother to take out the screw. He just took some wire cutters or something and cut that, and also mangled up the connector there, the flange. So that's a little mangled, so I'm gonna have to bend that back. It looks like he probably pried on it to get it out. Oh my goodness. So yeah, and then so he did put this in here. He didn't put any of the caps back on when he left, so he didn't bother to deburr these pipes. I mean, he might have when he got back on the job, if he did, but he didn't come back. He basically quit. I guess it was gonna be too hard for him or something. So, but I had told him. So we wanted the pipeline ran the original way it was before, where it came out of here with an elbow, went up the wall here, up across, and then down to the unit. And that's how it's supposed to be, because you need to keep the liquid from going into the condenser and then running back out to the compressor. So you need a trap here, and I mentioned that to him because it seemed like he was just going to run it straight up. I was like, I think you need to have a trap there to keep the liquid from going back out. He's like, oh, I'm a professional. I know how this works. You don't need to tell me anything. And he's really rude, but very unprofessional. But, so I had told him that, and he was just going to still run it across the floor there, which there's two problems with running across the floors. One, it's just in the way, and it might get a hole in it, and also that you need to have a trap. So, so that's one thing. And the other thing is he actually left this here, a 1/2 inch elbow, which he was planning on putting on here, I think. 1/2 inch? I don't know. Yeah, 1/2 inch. That's not the right size. You need 3/4. So, that's junk. But, yeah. And then the other line, well, I'll show you outside in a minute how he bent that one up real nice. And then look at the scraps line he just cut off. So, I mean that's okay, I guess. But the outside one, I wouldn't really consider it long enough. Well, actually, the first thing he did when he got here was he ripped all of the good insulation off of the vacuum line. This is perfectly good insulation. I don't know why he didn't. He could have at least slipped it all off so that you could reuse it. But he said it was junk. This stuff is perfectly fine. I think it's better than the split stuff because condensation can get inside the split stuff and corrode the line. This stuff, it's one piece, so you can't get condensate in on top of the pipe, like water condensation around the pipe. But he ripped that all off, so that was the first thing that made me mad. And, well, not mad, I just kind of like, are you going to put new stuff on there? And he was like, oh, no, you can do that because you're doing the installation yourself. So he was assuming that we would buy new, I guess. But, and then I'll show you the outside here real quick. I'm sorry if I'm ranting, but, so I don't know. You guys can tell me how bad of an installation this is. So I think I'm going to do it myself. I think I can buy the brazing equipment and everything for less, and plus I'll learn a valuable skill and have all the equipment I need if I ever need to do it again. So here's the outside. I don't know what he was planning to do here. I think he was planning on putting an elbow, but I wouldn't trust his brazing skills. I mean, look at that kink there. I mean, originally, well, I came out here and I was like, I saw this and I was like, are you going to leave it like that? And he hesitated. I was like, because a kink like that's not acceptable. And he was like, oh, I know, I'm a professional. I'm going to put an elbow in it. And I was like, okay. And so that's how we did that. I mean, this pipe here is all basically wasted. And it's not really long enough either to go to the unit. So I'm going to have to buy a connector and use some of this pipe, I guess, when I redo it. But, and the suction line really isn't, I mean, it's long enough, I guess, but I don't know. And then even here, it's kind of, it's okay, I guess. It's kind of kinked a little bit too much, but yeah, I don't know. And then he said this box wasn't up to code, which this is the exact same box we bought like 2 years ago for our solar installation, and if it's not up to code, they wouldn't sell it at Home Depot. So I think this is probably up to code, this box. But so, and he took these off, and when I came out here they were off there, so stuff could get in there while he was working on it, or while he left. But yeah, kind of bad installation, so in my opinion. And I think the small pressure line is also, yeah, it's got a couple kinks in it there as well. I'm not sure if I'd put an elbow in that or not. I probably don't need an elbow in that. I just need to be real careful about bending it, or get a pipe bender, tubing bender. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna do this myself, guys. If you have any ideas on this, just leave it in the comments. But yeah, I mean, look at how bent up this is compared to this old unit here, where it's pretty straight. It's nice and straight, properly done. But yeah, tell me what you guys think. That's about it, guys. Thanks for watching.